household,
We are
y'all. We got the Panthers. That's probably them.
on.
Call him and get them on. Yes.
Hello, y'all now plugged in the Phocuz Radio. What's your name and where you from?
Black Power. This is Brother Cactus the Beat.
Black Power, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Black
we
Power.
love it.
Yes.
We love it. I want you to introduce that name one more time for me.
This is Brother Cactus Sadiq. Cactus Sadiq calling in for the new Black Panther Party for Self-Defense under the National Chairwoman, Sister Krista Muhammad. I'm the National Chief of Staff as well as the local chairperson of Atlanta. With me, I have our local Atlanta Field Marshal and Regional Field Marshal of the Southern Region. We have Brother Will, Black Power. We also have Sister Denise, local Chief of Staff of Atlanta, and our Minister of Defense, Deputy Minister of Defense, should be calling in right now. He's already on the line.
All right.
You know what? You know what? That's why I couldn't book you, because we ain't got enough seats. We only got 4 seats in here. So when now I know that we 7 to 10 strong, I gotta ask the owner, let's get some more seats in here, and we gotta come down. Shout out to the new Black Panther movement. I was kind of surprised. I want to be honest, brother. I was kind of surprised to know that you all have no affiliation with the previous Black Panther movement. Let's explain.
Can we call him? Can we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, to answer your question and to just go off the statement you made, brother, the new Black Panther Party was founded in 1986 by Captain David Foreman and Brother Aaron Michaels in Dallas, Texas. It was originally the Black Panther Party. There were some issues with the original founder of the party. We worked those differences out and came to an agreement that we should go with the new Black Panther Party. We have had original Panthers that have rolled with us, have served with us, have bumped shoulders with us. You know, but we look to work towards self-determination and gain the hearts and minds of this generation. Coming out of Captain David Foreman and Brother Aaron Michaels, coming out of that era, that's the crack epidemic. This was the basic foundation of the new Black Panther Party, going through the communities of Dallas, through the communities of Houston, Texas in general, and creating, bringing back, not just creating, but renewing and bringing back the 10-point platform programs, things of that nature. So, to answer your question, you don't have any affiliation in the sense of how we are operating, but we carry on the legacy as such.
My manager has a question.
No, I was trying to get, because the other guys wanted to call in, the other brothers wanted to call in. I wanted to see if we can, if it was some way we can have them all on the line at the same time.
I can add them. I can try to add them onto my line.
Can you please? Yes, please. Yes. Get the brothers on. Yeah, because they was trying to call in.
I wanna ask a few questions, brother. I want to know. He's
getting them on now.
I want to know, is the culture the same? Like, black stands for power. The Afro stands for power, and we are boycotting products, and we are going to let our head roll. We're going to be natural. Black Panthers were always recognized just by presentation. Do we still stand by that?
Black Power. We're back with our Deputy Minister of Defense, National Deputy Minister of Defense as well.
Black Power, brother. Black Power.
Black Power. Black Power Queen. Brother Hey, how's it
Black Power,
hello.
brothers.
Thank you. You're now plugged in the Phocuz Radio. I wanted to ask the question as far as with the new Black Panther Party, as far as the culture, as far as Black stands for power, and we boycotted we boycotted a lot back then. So we grew the afros, and we were dressed in black, and we stood for power. I wanted to know, was the culture still the same, even with you guys' movement being the new Black Panthers?
Well, I'll let AJ go. You go ahead, brother, and we'll just go back after each other.
Okay, let's go.
Black Power. So, there's been a lot of stuff on the media about the differences between the original Black Panther Party and the new Black Panther Party.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, so one thing that folks forget, the new Black Panther, the original Black Panther Party started in '66, ended in '82.
Right.
Yeah, the new Black Panther Party started in '88 and hasn't ended since. So one thing to remember is the party, it only went through a 6-year transition before it reactivated. The only difference between the original party and the new party, the only reason it got the new name was because Bobby retired, and Huey P. Newton was assassinated. So it was under new leadership. But one thing to remember is that originals helped start the new Black Panther Party. So, as a matter of fact, we still have originals in the new Black Panther Party, even right here in Atlanta. So, that's one thing to understand is that the party, obviously through decades and decades, because the party originally started, over 50 years ago, because back in 1966. So, if you look at that, it's been 52 years now since the original party. So, obviously, over time, some things will change, but it's still the same 10-point program. Really, to be truthfully, I look at the original party as just another formation. Like there's multiple formations of the new Black Panther Party. Really and truthfully, it's the people. It's not the formation. Each individual, it is what you make it. Some individuals are soldiers, some are political, some are both. But it is what you make it. But there's still originals in the new Black Panther Party, and the party is very similar to before. The only major difference I'd say that I see between the two is that during the original party, that was during the Vietnam War, a lot of it. So you had a higher percentage of original Panthers were combat veterans, and also the government was a little more aggressive back then because they were constantly doing drive-bys on the original parties, locations, on their headquarters, and that caused them to have to shoot back. But really, aside from that, it's really not much of a difference between the new party. There are a few things, but it's really not much of a difference between the new party and the original party. Really, it's a bunch of individuals. It's global. It's a global military now, but it's a bunch of individuals. Each individual makes of it what they want to make. Like wow.
But what I want to ask you,
to bounce off what the brother is saying and answer your question from a historic standpoint, because the brother is hitting everything. And one thing that you hit, Brother Wilder, that I'm glad you hit when you talked about the Vietnam War during the time of the original party. Now, if we're going to talk about culture of the Black Panther Party, the new Black Panther Party, the BLA, MOVE, or any of the revolutionary freedom fighting movements, we have to talk about the culture of freedom fighting. If you look at the landscape of North America, if you look at the history of North America, you look at the history of indigenous people of North America, and you go back and you see the atrocities of human rights violations. The culture of freedom fighting is almost, if not older, than the actual, how can you say, than the actual culture that we know. We know the Black Panther Party, we know the BLA, but we can go further back. The Mau Mau in Kenya, we can go back and look at Angola, and we can go back and look at Haiti in 1804. When you study the culture of freedom fighting, and you look at the Black Panther Party, the original party, they held the line as freedom fighters in the modern day because they recognized that it was guerrilla warfare, that it was politicizing the people, that was the true nature of this was to gain the hearts and the minds of the people, not to be aggressive, but to be defensive. Black Panther Party for self-defense, to provide the institutions and infrastructures for the people in the community, because that then pulls you away from your oppressor when you do not need them. You do not have to work for them. You do not need them to feed you. We've now moved into a different landscape in North America, where the government has subsidized programs and given out legislation to further pull the black woman, black man, and her children into the grip of the oppressor.
Jesus,
so the
yes.
Black Panther Party stands for the new generation, but holds the same aspects of the original party, Black Power.
no, but let me ask you, right? You guys using the name Black Panther, those people, as far as the original Black Panther Party stood for everything that they stood for. And you guys are still able to use the name as a new Black Panther Party and have different views. How does that work as far as the business? And we look at it because now it all becomes a business, man, because we are exposed to social media and we are exposed to false leaders that people look up to and download and spend money. And we have a movie coming out this Saturday. So tell me about the new Black Panther movement and how we are different, but still using the same name.
Like,
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
I'll be quick on this, and I'll let Brother Cass jump on it. So, really, I mean, again, there still are originals in the new Black Panther Party. A few things that separate is the kind of some things that Huey P. Newton was in the middle of implementing before he was assassinated.
Yes.
So, if y'all, I'm sure y'all have heard of the Black Guerrilla family.
Yes.
Basically, right, so Huey P. Newton, he saw this coming. Huey P. Newton did not want there to be just one formation, because he knew that, like the old saying goes, cut off the head of the snake and the whole thing dies. So he knew that the government could just go and take out the leaders and destroy the party. So he didn't want that to happen. So what he did was he got together with George Jackson while George Jackson was already incarcerated in the belly of the beast, and he created the Black Guerrilla family. The reason he did that was he knew if he created a Black Panther formation inside of the prison system, it's something that would never die. And he wanted a second formation so the government couldn't just come in and take them all out in one swoop. Well, the new Black Panther Party similarly now is multiple formations under multiple chain of commands, but it's all really one military with different leadership that all work together overall. You look at you look at the military, for example. You have the Marines; they have their own chain of command. The Army; they have their own chain of command.
Right.
The Air Force; they have their chain of command. But we're really all over the same goal, all allies. It's the same thing with the new Black Panther Party. Now, that being said, it's a global military now. Back in the days, it was walking around with shotguns, leather jackets. Now we wear battle dress uniforms, and we walk around with M16s, and we have chapters in Africa, France, everywhere. Anywhere you can think of, anywhere you have black people, we have chapters in that country. We have multiple chapters all over the U.S., especially in the South, because most black folks in this country live in the South. So really what's changed since the beginning, the views alter by person. There's thousands of us. So when you look at it, some people, somebody might be Islam, somebody might be Christian, somebody might be atheist. There's all different views in the new Black Panther Party, just like the original party. But everybody has different views. I personally grew up in the Bay Area, around Huey and Bobby, so I have a lot of views that a lot of originals had shared back in the days. But again, the main difference now, it's larger and it's a global military now with multiple formations, and we've gotten a lot deeper in the military operations as far as search and rescue. We do search and rescue, whether it's by boat, rescuing people who are drowning, or rescuing people who've been kidnapped.
Yes.
And worldwide, all that stuff. So it's gotten a little bit more militarized, but less stuff hits the news now because there's less, we're not off as often. It still does happen, but we're not as often getting ambushed by the government as far as shooting up our headquarters and all that. But again, like things happen. Like just a few days ago, the police came to my house with a fake warrant, for somebody who don't even live there, probably just to bug my house, so stuff like that happens. But really, the only major difference is become more militarized, but again, we still have originals in the new party as well. The only reason we changed the name was because Bobby Seale retired and Huey, was assassinated. Now,
Right.
Them, they want to change the name a little bit.
So let me ask. You guys support gun laws?
A lot of questions.
Yeah.
I want to answer the last two portions of your question because you asked about the Black Panther movie.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, go ahead,
brother.
Yeah, I want to go to the history, but I want to say something based off of what the defense minister said, Brother Wawa. As the oppressor of any people gains more militant aspects. So let's look at this. In an article on Forbes.com entitled The Militarizing of Local Police by Brad Lockwood, written November 30th, 2011 at 11:49 a.m. He says, weighing in at 16,000 pounds with a speed of 80 miles per hour, the Bearcat G3 is Batman's dream vehicle to withstand a barrage of bullets while transporting 10 officers. A $190,000 price tag, $300,000 well equipped, and active maintenance cost of Homeland Security grant $3 billion per year to each department that has these vehicles. So when you look at the increasing militarization of the local police, the national police, the international police, and I'm talking about the UN all the way down to old Willacoochee, Georgia Police Department down deep south. They all have militarized themselves. So those people who they oppress will learn from that. And those who have served in the war that have sometimes willingly, unwillingly, or forced to because of the master-servant structure of America, who go into the military, lay their lives on the line, come back, take that same knowledge, and revolutionize themselves, give it to their people. They are the heroes. But they are the ones that have seen the militarization of the government. So they militarize the people. So as the oppressor grows more militarized and military conscious, we grow. But let's not forget that we are the owners and rulers originally of all 57,255,000 square miles of the earth. We named and labeled all 100,000 square miles of the river. We knew that the earth weighs in at a balance of 6 sextillion tons a unit, followed by 21 zeros. We measured the sun from the distance of the ground to the creator at a magnificent 855,000 miles across that great sun. So we are the original captors of knowledge, the original philosophers, the original owners of land. So when we operate on this mindset, we become militant. When we operate on this mindset, we become conscious. So now that this generation has gained the knowledge of the past generation, as well as the knowledge of the militarization of the oppressor, they will become more militant. Whether their name is the New Black Panther Party or the everyday average Joe on the stroll black brother or sister. Now, to answer your question about the Black Panther movie, we know that Marvel is releasing a movie, the Black Panther movie. But we also know that the media and the American propaganda system is a tool to use that will go and entertain, which is to enter you, to attain, you at an A you get attained, to attain your intermood, feelings, consciousness, to get us to watch this screen. Now, what is so special about this movie? They say the creator Stan Lee, he says it has nothing to do with the Black Panther Party, the politics of black nationalism. But if you look at the story, they have a false nation in Africa called Wakanda, and you look at the leader of the nation, his name is the Black Panther, who is the president and military commander. There's never been a nation in this Marvel comic book that has ever, a European, Arab, or Jew nation that has ever went and colonized this false nation of Wakanda. So what you're seeing is them taking black nationalism and feudalizing it.
Wow.
Making it trivializing it, breaking it down to a cartoon to make it so that you can feed it like medicine to a child. But truly what it is just more propaganda. We must focus on the real problems that are facing our community. The Black Panther movie, we are honored that our brothers and sisters are in the movie. They have a beautiful cast. Forrest Whitaker, they have a beautiful cast. Beautiful black people. When's the last time we've seen a movie full of beautiful black people? Brilliant actors, brilliant brothers, brilliant sisters. But let us not be fooled. Those that pay the budgets to the movie, those that make the media system, those that operate this propaganda are the same that social engineer our very way of life.
Black power, brother. What is your expectations of our people today?
Well, we expect ourselves first because we're the people. So the Panther has always been the people.
Right.
We've never had a Panther movement from the original party to now where the Panther doesn't consider themselves the people.
Right.
The main duty and purpose of a Panther is to be a revolutionary in the African people's struggle and to mobilize the masses towards self-determination. Now, self-determination is something that starts in the self. And self-determination for black people has been ripped out by a wicked system that goes as far back as we can even imagine. When you look at the condition of black people now and you draw expectations, we must have a clear, concise, and realistic list. Let's just go back just a little bit. We come from a history, but just before the colonialists came into the continent, just before the colonialists came into the North American and South American political term continent, we understand that we were the rulers of those lands. We were the rulers of all those lands. We created the national infrastructure and the militant infrastructure. We created the civil infrastructure for the civilians. We created the systems that were the antidote to classism, democracy in a sense of wicked democracy, and we had a real democracy. But it was a government for the people, by the people. This was taken away. They called it tribalism and communism, but this was taken away from us by the wicked colonialists. Now, we must understand what they did, because sometimes I think that we don't really like to remember, but we should never forget. Like the Israelites or the Jews say, we should never forget. The Holocaust, a mind that black people suffer every day, comes from us being shipped on ships no bigger than a sardine can, in a metaphorical sense. And we were slathered together like meat. We were transported like slaves and called slaves. But they did not bring slaves to Africa. They brought engineers. They brought mathematicians.
Yes, indeed. Yes, brother. Yes, brother.
Kings and queens and leaders. But they put us on some boats. And they brought us over here. And we were lying in our urination and defecation. Babies being born on these ships that die immediately. Lying in your urine and defecation for hours and days. And if you 30,000 Africans from the continent, from Angola to Brazil, maybe you get 10 there, maybe. So many of us died on that so-called Middle Passage. We understand that this is called menticide. It is the mental version of genocide. So when we draw our expectations for the people, let us not forget that we are people that were once dead.
Yes,
and
indeed.
We have been raised up out of the grave of death, despair, destruction, and degradation. So we must understand that our realistic expectations must first be self-preservation, then self-determination, then self-defense. Brother Wallace?
Like, exactly. You know, and again, we gotta understand something. I know a lot of folks don't want to hear this, and a lot, you know, one of the biggest things we get all the time is, you know, nonviolence, y'all this, y'all that. The truth of the matter is, we never gonna solve this problem until folks look deep down and understand the fact that we at war. We've been at war since the first black man was kidnapped in Africa back in 1441. Or if you want to go further back than that, since the Arabs started enslaving us in 600 AD. Or further back than that, you know, when Canada was invaded. And when North Africa started to get a lot of Arabs that were enslaving our people, you know, and killing our people back then. But truth of the matter is, you know, sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. I know as a combat veteran, you know, our special forces, and one thing you learn is that you have to fight a war on all fronts. So that's why I'm not one of those ones who sits there and downs Black Lives Matter. I think Black Lives Matter, they serve their purpose by raising awareness, regardless of who actually funds them or what. I really don't care. They serve their purpose by raising awareness.
Right, yeah.
Right. You got other groups, you know, who do things, you know, like the MLK type who go in there and try to work with certain people who are, you know, friendly and try to, you know, pass laws, this and that. And then you got us, we're the defense wing, we're the vanguard, we're the last line of defense. So when the shit hits the fan and the FEMA camps roll up or the stuff that's happening today, you know, for example, we got folks out there now. You with us for that? You know, I'm not gonna say too much on the phone because I know we're being recorded. You know, I'm sorry. I know we're being, you know, our lines are always being tapped. As you know, when you saw recently, you know, we're working on somebody who's pressed some criminal charges against police for murdering her child.
Right.
You know, like I do, that a lot of folks who got the heart and the bravery to go out there and press criminal charges against police get assassinated. So that's why it's very important for us to be out there armed. We don't care. Like last time we were downtown, right in front of a federal, you know, FBI building. We don't care. We don't care where we're at. You know, we'll be armed out there protecting our people. You know, and all the others can talk about, nonviolence and that. Okay, but sitting there on your hands and knees praying for nonviolence ain't gonna stop somebody from getting assassinated.
Right.
So
yeah.
we all serve our purpose. You know what I'm saying? And our purpose, we're the defensive side. You know, so, you know, we're not just raising awareness, but we're defense. We're out there search and rescue. We're out there protecting our people. We're out there, you know, getting our people back, doing whatever we have to do. You know, so just the same way, anybody who claims that you don't need a Black Panther Party to protect Black people, well, okay, go tell the United States of America that they don't need a military to protect their country, or go tell rich folks in America they don't need police to protect them.
Right.
And now they say about, okay, let's just all come together, kumbaya with this nonviolence stuff. It don't work like that. You know, as much as people want to say, you look at all the worst tragedies in history, had to get stopped by meeting fire with fire. You look at the Civil War, how they get stopped, the guerrilla wars, and especially the revolutionaries who fought in the Civil War. So you got that. I mean, just countless examples of stuff that happened in World War II. Brother Catcher mentioned the Nazis. Well, they're not gonna go away if you just ask them nicely. You have to take them out, and that's the truth of the matter. So we all got a role to play. You have to fight a war on all fronts. Our front is the defensive side. Black Power.
Black Power, brother. Oh my God, that was so powerful. Y'all done really kicked off this Black History Month. I tell you.
We appreciate you inviting us, Queen.
Thank you so much.
We're humbled to be on. And I just wanted to take a minute out, and I wanted to say something. We have been diligent defending, following, and developing our own understanding of the assassination of Brother Jamarian Robinson. So I'd just like a second.
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. 76 bullets entered Jamarian Robinson's body right here in Atlanta, August 5th, 2016, after a series of rapid fire, or almost 3 minutes of gunfire, went into the apartment of a loved one of Brother Jamarian. Mind you, Brother Jamarian Robinson, beautiful, black, strong, educated, athletic brother, student athlete at Clark Atlanta University.
Yes, indeed.
Where he majored in biology. So he wasn't one of the brothers that they say have gone astray. He wasn't one of the brothers who they say is out on the block. He wasn't one of the brothers who they try to throw under the bus with their social propaganda and political engineering. This was a brother who was loved by his family, loved by his loved ones, his student athletes, friends, and his schoolmates, but most importantly, loved by his mother.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Is a warrior queen in her own right. And we stand for and with our sisters in this time. Now we recognize that this is not a situation that's isolated. This is something that's happening and has been happening. But it had took an uptick during the time of former President Barack Hussein Obama. And we understand that it was the taking away of certain legislation inside of the American government's infighting that led to the police department being able to further its objective of, and not to be vulgar, find a nigga, kill a nigga.
Right,
and if we act for 1 second that we are going to get any retribution for Brother Jamarian, any justice, if we ask for 1 second that we're going to get any justice for Austin Sterling, any justice for Emmett Till, any justice for Sister Sandra Bland, any justice for any of us murdered by the hand of the local army of the United States, we have to have it in our mind. Once again, we must be self-determined, we must self-preservate, and we must be self-defensive. Now, before the end of this hour, I would like for our local field marshal, if we can maybe do that now for our local field marshal, Brother Will, to address this beautiful broadcast that you all have put together, as well as our local chief of staff, Sister Denise, if that would be all right. We have Brother Will on the line right now. Black Power, Brother Will.
Black Power, Brother Will. Regional, actually local and regional field marshal, Brother Will. Of the Southeast region, Colonel Will. Go ahead, brother. Black Power.
Black Power family. I want to say it's an honor and a pleasure for y'all to invite us on this show, because black media is most definitely need to push our propaganda. We got to have it, because we see with the enemy, they're always pushing their propaganda, so we got to push our propaganda and push the truth and give our people the right knowledge, because that's the revolutionary thinking, black intelligence, and that's what we got to have as a people if we ever expect to win our fight against our open enemy. And we call them open enemy because they do everything in the open. They get more blatant with it. They don't care. They're showing you they don't care about our kids, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers. So that's what brings up the revolution. That's where the revolutionary comes in. Stand up for those who scared to stand up for themselves. and stand up for people who don't want to stand up for themselves at all, and some who don't know how, because we the people. And we speak for the people, because we are the people, and the people is tired of getting done any way they want to be done by an open enemy. That's why we speak so passionately when it comes to brother like Brother Jamarian. Because that brother didn't have to, he didn't deserve that. His mom don't deserve that. Grandmother don't deserve that.
Right. Yeah.
And then when we went down a couple of weeks ago, when she went to get a sign, they had a nerve to say something to his grandmother. A sign. And her grandson been murdered in the streets.
Yeah, man, it's sad that we gotta fight though. Like, we don't have a lot of outlets for us like those other people got. So we gotta fight, and we keep fighting and we keep fighting. So we keep posting, and we go to Atlanta to march to change these laws, man, and to bring some justice. So the new Black Panther stands for something totally different. I gotta send a shout out to the old Black Panthers though, man. Like, really put this thing into existence. I want to know, why do you guys call it the new Black Panther though? What's different?
The differences of the new Black Panther Party and the original Black Panther Party are so small in comparison to the similarities. When you look at, let's say General Huey P. Newton, okay? Let's look at Huey P. Newton. Then let's look at Malcolm. Then let's look at Marcus Garvey. Then let's look at Martin Luther King. Then let's look at Kwame Nkrumah. Then let's look at Jomo Kenyatta. Then let's look at Che Guevara. Then let's look at Joseph Stalin. Then let's look at Mao Zedong. Then let's look at Mao Zedong. Let's look at all these revolutionaries of all these nations and try to find the difference. The only difference you will find is that the time had changed. Time just went on. So the tactics became more advanced on both sides, both the oppressor and the guerrilla fighter, or the rebel, or the revolutionary. So when the oppressor moves, then like Fred Hampton say, we move with him, whether we believe, want to, or do not want to. When the oppressor gets more technology, we may not get the best of that technology, but they test it on us. Let's not forget the Tuskegee experiment. Let's not forget the sister, Henrietta Lacks, whose cells were used in over 6,000 medical biological experiments by the CDC. Let's not forget these people who were experimented with both mentally and physically. Let's not forget that great brother Tupac Shakur, that great revolutionary coming from the long line of revolutionaries, Afeni Shakur, Assata Shakur, Matula Shakur. Let's not forget that Martin Luther King was a revolutionary. Damn it, that's what he was. Although he talked about bringing America together, it was when he realized that that was impossible.
Right.
That the people were integrated into a burning house. That was when they put a bullet through his head. Let's not forget Che Guevara, who after serving those so-called Latinos went over into Africa against the will of some of his commanders to teach those of our people who didn't know how to operate machinery and weapons to do so, who didn't have little differences in all of these instances I bring up, because the Black Panther Party, new or original, fits into the freedom fighting culture of America,
Yes.
the freedom fighting culture of North America. And we have made ties across the seas with those leaders of other nations who we won't mention on the line,